If you're old and weird enough, I think you remember something we called creepypastas, and today we have something similar in form of SCP stories. And as a big fan of SCP, you can imagine that I'm super excited to be able to speak with the developers from Games Studio responsible for the game called SCP Secret Files. Hi guys, how are you?
Hi everyone, hi Lucas. I'm feeling very well, and this is Xiaoliang, the producer of our game, and I'm Leo, the community manager of the team.
So I'm very curious about your opinion on one thing. How do you think why SCP is so popular among the world? What makes this community to still growing?
I think that's kind of creepypasta, right? There are a lot of SCP articles on the website, and the articles are about different SCP anomalies. The most popular theme of the SCP Foundation is horror, and that's probably one of the reasons that SCP is very popular in the world. And if you want to ask why the community is still growing, and I think it's probably also because of the self-growing community. Like everyone can write their own SCP article to the community, and it's it's voted by different readers. If your article is good, so it's kept on the website. So everyone can write, everyone can judge. That's probably the reason. As you can see, like there are already several SCP games on market, right? We know SCP Secret Lab, we know SCP Containment Breach, but those games are more focused on horror, right? Horror and FPS shooting. That's a good starting point to make a SCP game, right? Surely we do have horror theme in our game, but that's only one point. We're also gonna have heartwarming SCPs. We also have weird, thrilling, and some I don't know if we can say that. Like it's gonna be in our final game. It's gonna be in the final launch. We have different art styles. We have different gameplay styles. Those are based on the different styles, different types of SCPs. That's the reason we do that. The diversity in the SCP Foundation. Our game is going to be a narrative game. Like we want the player to get to know the Foundation from like by knowing the story behind the SCP. Like we have different types of SCP, and like players know the stories. Players know how the Foundation treat them, and players will know more about the SCP universe. In the SCP Secret Files, we will show people how to get started, how they can follow the instructions to get to know the story.